Alright, welcome back once again. It's been quite a while since I've made a video. The last one I made was number 10, and it's been a year or two since I've done that. My students showed me something that was available on here, which got me really excited, and it's been very useful in class. So I'm going to go ahead and make another tutorial on that one. And that has to do with these right here: outer shell, intersection, union, subtract, trim, split. For a while now, I've been using Tinkercad for that process, because in Tinkercad you can make an object, you can make it a whole, and then make another object, make it a solid, combine them together, and then combine the whole thing. And anyways, one way or the other, I've been using Tinkercad for that process. I've been exporting things and bringing in Tinkercad and letting it do there. But there seems to be an ability to do this here. So here we go. I'm going to start out by creating a rectangle. I'm going to make this thing 80 by 40. And I'm going to pull it up 40. So basically it's 80 by 40 by 40. Anyways, you can follow along with that. I'm going to make that thing a group. I'm going to make a like a teardrop shape is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to start out by coming in here, and this thing I'm going to make it I'm going to make this 20 by 40. Yeah, that's what I was looking for there. And I'm going to take a tape measure, and I'm going to come up here to halfway, and I'm going to put a curve from here to there, like a half circle. Then I'm going to take a line tool, and I'm going to do this. Ooh, I don't actually like that. It's not what I was looking for. But that's what I'm going to do anyways. It's not really the teardrop shape I was looking for. But it is a good shape for what I'm going to be trying to do with you guys. Control Z. I want to erase that down there. Now I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to click on this. And I'm going to do the follow me tool. There we go. Not really a teardrop shape now, is it? I'm going to make that thing a group. And I'm going to delete this. And then I'm going to make a Control Z that. Did not do that right. Control Z. Going to make a, that's weird, 40 comma 40, enter. And I'm going to come up in the center. $40, and I'm going to come down to here, here to here. I'm going to erase the extra stuff in the center. Please make sure you do erase that stuff in the center, because it might actually affect what I'm doing here. So now I've made a pyramid. I'm going to do one last thing here. I'm going to put another circle out here, and I'm going to come in here, find the center, come up this way. And this one I'm going to make 20 by 20. And I'm going to take an arc. Oh, I didn't want 20 by 20. Control Z. Because I'm making a circle. I'm going to make this 10 by 20. Because I'm making a ball at this point. I'm going to go here, here, and here. I'm going to delete that. And delete that, actually. Gets rid of that as well. I'm going to click on this, go back to this one again, and do that. And now I've got a little ball. So I've made these different shapes. Delete. I'm going to make this thing a group. Now I've got all these objects. Now I'm going to place all these objects in a very specific way. Everything's grouped, right? Nope, that one's not grouped. Make that one a group. That one's grouped. That one's grouped. All right, I'm going to explode this for right now. And I'm going to delete. I could have just done that. And I'm going to do this. Because I want to put this ball in the center of this thing, for reasons that will make sense later on. I'm going to just grab it from here, and I'm going to place it kind of there. I'm going to lift it up into the air. What I'm looking for is for this thing to be floating in the middle somewhere. So it's like sitting in the box, you might say. There we go. Now I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make this thing a group. So now I've got the ball kind of floating in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and grab this thing here and put that on that corner. And I'm going to grab this thing and put it on this corner. Okay, so this is the shape I've created. If you're following along with me, I want you to take that whole thing and I want you to drag it, Control, click. Oh, that did not work. Why did that not work? Oh, there it did. Off this way, times 5, enter, and now we should have 6 of these things. All right, so you've got these 6 objects now, and there's a ball on the inside of that. I want you to click on the magnifying glass up there, type X-ray, and turn on your X-ray mode so you can see what's going on the inside of these as we're doing what we're doing. Okay, the first one we're going to do here is we're going to do the intersect. Okay, we're going to click on the word intersect right there. Then you're going to come over here and you're going to click on this object and that object. And that's going to remove everything that's going to remove everything except for where these objects were touching. Okay? And we're going to leave that one alone. This is basically all you have to do for intersect is you're going to select this object and then the rectangle, and then that's going to delete everything except for that. It's going to leave these 2 alone. Okay? For the second one, I'm going to move over here. We're going to go to subtract. And that one we're going to subtract. You're going to click on this shape first, and then that shape, which is going to subtract the first shape from the second shape. Okay? And then you're going to escape. I push the space bar. And I'm going to go back and click on subtract again, and I'm going to subtract this one from that one. And I'm going to be left with this shape right here. This is what I want you to do for subtract. So for subtract, you selected the outside shapes first, and then the block each time. And then you closed out of that, and then did the same thing with this one. In the process, you subtracted these 2 shapes from the original block. That's the subtract. Okay? So now we've done intersection and subtract. So now we're going to do trim. And this one, we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to click on this one and then this one. Then we're going to select out of here. We're going to hit the space bar and do that. We do the same thing with the other one. We're going to click on trim, and we're going to do this one and that one, and then hit the space bar, click out of it, and then we're going to pull some stuff apart here. I'm going to take the move tool and I'm going to move this thing slightly to that direction. I'm going to move this thing slightly to that direction, and you can see what we did. This was the trim, correct? Trim. So we took an object and we trimmed that material away from the other object without deleting it. Okay, so now we still have this object. Last time around it disappeared. This time around it stayed there. It just removed that space. So if I needed to subtract this from different areas on there, I could keep it. I don't have to lose it, which is basically what we did. Okay. The next one we're going to do is, so we did trim, so now we're going to do split. And we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to select this one and that one. Then we're going to do a space bar and click outside of it. Then we're going to do trim, split, this one and that one. Once again, space bar, click out of it. And then we're going to separate some objects here. So that time, we're going to pull these things apart from each other like that. We do the same thing on the other side. Pull that one, and that one, and that one. So that's what I'm looking for that one. So that time around, it created all 3 shapes. It did this thing, right? We have this already. We have this object here, but it also trimmed it out of this one, and it trimmed it out of that one. Same thing over here. We have this is the intersection, which is trimmed out of both. This one leaves us with quite a bit of options in terms of things we want to do. Now, the last two, I still don't understand the difference, because as I understand it, if I select all of these and I click on outer shell, it's going to delete that ball in the center. But it did not. What it did is it deleted all of the interior geometry. I'm going to select this. I'm going to edit it. Edit group. And I'm going to delete that top. No. Yeah. Delete that surface. It deleted all of this interior geometry. It combined all the objects together into one thing while deleting all that interior geometry. But I was expecting, and I'm still not clear on as to why, it did not delete that ball on the inside. Because I was under the impression, and I'd like to understand why this is, that if I did outer shell, it's going to delete that circle. But if I do this one, and I do union, which is like outer shell but slightly different, it did the exact same thing. Outer union, as I understand it, is going to leave intact any interior geometry that it can, which seems really bizarre to me as a concept, like it's sentient, like it is going to try to do something. It's not very clear to me why the ball didn't disappear here, because this interior geometry has been left in place, which totally makes sense to me because I did union. It deleted all the kind of excess geometry in here where these things were combined, but it left the ball in place because it could. But this one should have been outer shell, and I don't understand why it left the ball in place. I would expect that as I combined all those things, it would get rid of everything that was inside the outermost areas. But anyways, this is what I expect. This is what I'm demonstrating for you today. I hope that has been useful. I'm sorry that I'm not clear on why these two are not coming out as different today. All right. Hope you enjoyed that.